Well, hello, First Church. I'm so grateful to be able to bring you this update today. So many of you have been calling and emailing and just saying, with the government shutdown and the ending of food stamps and SNAP resources for families in need, what can the church do? So I just wanted to take a minute to let you know some of the things that we're working on and how you can help. So the first thing is that there are funds available. There's a grant through the presbytery and some other sources just from accounts we have within the church. So we have funds available to help people in the community. So then we ask the question, well, where does it make the most sense for us to help? So immediately we think of our connection, a partner in education relationship with Anderson Elementary School. So we're going to start there. We have a community night actually with them tonight. So we're going to see the administrators there and be able to say, what are the needs and how can we help? And then a little bit closer circle in there within that Anderson community, of course, are all of the families that we are supporting through Masterwork Academy. So those are the families that will be most eager and able to help most immediately. Almost all of those families would be, Anderson's a Title I school, and so all of those families are on free and reduced lunches and different kinds of sort of social benefit recipients. And so we're going to be able to step in and help those families with boxes, with to fill their pantries, groceries, and things. And so Jeanette and her team at Masterwork are working right now on what that's going to look like starting next week. Probably it's going to mean that we'll have groceries available for families at the end of the Masterwork day, and when we take all the kids on the bus back to the school, then there'll be a box of food for each of those families. So we're going to be doing that. Also, of course, any family members that are within our church community, we're going to be eager to help immediately. Sometimes the folks that are closest to the hub on that thing are our children's ministry team. So I spoke with Sarah Savage, our children's ministry director, today and said, hey, I want you to just get a sense if there are families that are in need, that are struggling, if there are children in our church especially who are going to be impacted by this. We want to step in and help them immediately. And so she's gathering her team and getting a sense of where those needs are within the church community. So that's just a little bit of the things that we're going to be doing. And then, of course, I'm standing right here in the pantry at Helping Hand Ministry. Every Monday and Tuesday, we have people coming in all the time, drawing food from the Helping Hand pantry. And so we're going to be working, too, to make sure that we have all of this restocked. We've had a couple of people ask about a food drive. And I'm going to tell you, we don't really do food drives anymore. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you go to Reese's and you buy some, mac and cheese and some canned vegetables and you bring them to the church, well, number one, it gets difficult sometimes to sort those things because you might have 2 cans of one kind of bean and 37 cans of another kind of bean, and how do you divide them evenly among families? So the math kind of gets hard, the sorting becomes difficult. Also, we just have to handle all of that stuff, and we may or may not have the volunteers necessary to do all of that. But the main reason is this: if instead of buying the mac and cheese and the cans of vegetables at Reese's, if you'll just give that money to the church, we can go to the food bank just over off of Pine, and we can actually stretch those dollars way further in terms of the amount of food that we're able to provide to the community through the food bank. So if you're so compelled, then I'd encourage you just to give a gift to the church, and you can put SNAP or food assistance or something like that in the memo line of the check or in the note if you're giving online. And then we'll know where that money is intended to go, and we will use that to feed people in our community, to refill this pantry right here, to serve families in our own congregation. And we can work with the food bank to stretch those dollars into more food that's more helpful to more families through those financial gifts. So you might still have questions. We will have some food distribution opportunities through Masterwork and then also through community nights at Anderson. If you'd like to be a part of volunteering and distributing that food, or if we have needs to sort food into boxes or packages or bags for families and you'd like to be involved in that, then send me an email, or you can email Jeanette at Masterwork, or you can email Cindy DeVore, who's our lead contact person at Anderson. Any of us would be happy to just tell you the next places you can get involved. So you can give some money and we'll put it to work, or if you want to volunteer, then send us a note and we'll be sure to tell you when those opportunities will be available. Also, the very best gift often that we can give is prayer. God, in his mercy, by his Spirit and by his people, his body, the church, will be his own true and living presence to people. So pray with me for our Masterwork families, the families in Anderson, for the people that come and visit the pantry here at Helping Hand, especially for the members of our own church, that as we step in to help, that people will experience the true and living presence of Christ as the church is engaged in meeting their needs. Thank you so much for your time, for your energy, for your gifts, and for your prayers. We're doing good work, and thank you for being a part.